Hello, Arlington, and welcome to Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. We have a great news program for today. I'm Daniel Pineda.
And I'm Richard Corus.
My name's Adele Quo.
I'm joined here with my own partner here, Richard, where we have a great news program today. We have our news stories, a roll-in, your roll-in.
Yep.
You have a pitch going on, and then Adele and...
It's easy being green.
Man, we've been practicing that all day long. Then our CBB stories, and then another roll-in, the second roll-in, Denise Pringle, as she reviews the play Dave. And then also, we can't forget our senior stories, and then our own Miriam Gennari has her interview, The Sustainable Scoop. But first, let's go on to our plug here. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News. And you guessed it, everyone, the number one. You got it down, Richard?
Absolutely.
Good job. And then also, Facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News. And we can't forget the radio, WERA Radio 96.7 FM. Well, now, Richard, we go on to our first news story for tonight. Dun, 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 dun. It's still hot and it's still August. And there are more thunderstorms in the 10-day forecast. So let's think about the Arlington County Fair instead. The outdoor events start on Wednesday. That is August the 15th. And Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News, well, you guessed it, everyone, is going to be right there recording on location. And if it rains, well, then we'll all huddle under a tent and, well, we'll do the show anyway. Right, Richard?
Absolutely. In addition to the usual outdoor rides and games, the fair will include entertainment such as the Lucky Stars Puppets, Drew Blue Shoes, the Frisbee Guy, Arlington Art Truck and their You Are Magic installation, the Virginia World War I and World War II Profiles of Honor mobile tour will also be present. Admission to the fair is free, and for $2, you can use the round-trip shuttle bus service from Virginia Square Metro, Pentagon City Metro, the I-66 parking garage, and the Career Center. There are plenty of other attractions as well. Daniel.
Well, thank you, Richard. Well, police are investigating another series of airbag thefts from cars in Pentagon City and Crystal City neighborhoods. About 20 vehicles had their windows smashed and their airbags stolen. In addition, tires and rims were removed from the two of the vehicles, and the most recent theft occurred on Friday, August the 3rd. Well, the affected areas were 15th Street South, Army Navy Drive, South Eads Street, and South Joy Street. The latest incident took place in the same area in early July. The police investigation is ongoing. And now a special message from Arlington Independent Media.
Here's something on a serious note. When the Arlington Weekly News began back in 1981, Comcast entered into an agreement to provide it and the other programs with facilities for production. Our organization has become known as AIM. The agreement was changed at the end of 2016. Going forward, AIM must pay rent for the production facility. However, if 10% of Arlington's current population donates just $10 per year, the facility rental will be covered. If you believe that the continuation of both the television and radio stations is worth the cost, please make a donation online by going to either www.wera.fm or www.arlingtonmedia.org and clicking on Donate. Thank you.
Well, a very special message, right, Richard?
Absolutely.
Well, it's that time, everyone. We're going to go to our own Adele and
It's easy being green.
And you have another important message, right?
Well, this is also a very serious topic, yes. My name's Adele Quo. Welcome back to It's Easy Being Green. I work outdoors, so I get plenty of vitamin D and tan the natural way. And sometimes that sounds pretty cool that I'm not an office drone. But some days I come home and I'm scratching and itching like crazy because I didn't pay attention to what I'm walking through. And I'm punished and reminded maybe that desk job isn't so bad after all. The Virginia Tech student from Fredericksburg, Virginia, who unknowingly brushed against a deadly giant hogweed, reminded me that I needed to brush up on my native poisonous flora and that I'm most likely to run into in Northern Virginia. It's good to be aware of exotic giant hogweed, but poison ivy and the following Virginia native plants are far more common and also cause harm to humans. As a kid growing up in Arlington, most of us learned the little rhyme, leaves of 3, let it be, berries white, run in fright, hairy vine, no friend of mine, to learn how to identify poison ivy, poison oak, and poison sumac. As we spend more time outside, beware while hiking, camping, and soaking in nature, or even doing some gardening. Nothing can ruin your day outside faster than running into one of these native nasties. Worse, some toxic plants look edible and appetizing. Here's a list of poison plants we've encountered often in overgrown gardens and urban hikes in Northern Virginia that Joe Tree Frog strongly warns you to stay away. Horse nettle. Its scientific name is Solenum carolinense. We also have bayapple, or Podophyllum pilatum. There's poison ivy, Toxicodendron radicans, poison oak, which is Toxicodendron pubescens, and poison sumac, Toxicodendron vernix. There's also pokeweed, very common, Phytolacca americana, and trumpet creeper, which is Campsis radicans. There's also Virginia creeper, Parthenocissus quinquefolia, and water hemlock, Cisuta maculata. That's all we have time this week. But if you want to dig in deeper to learn more about the poisonous plants in Virginia, the June 2018 first edition of the Socrates Project by the Old Rag chapter of the Virginia Master Naturalist Program just came out. The publication is so named because poison hemlock is believed to be responsible for the death of Greek philosopher Socrates. It is a common plant widely found in Virginia today. So remember, it's easy being green, learning your poisonous flora of Northern Virginia.
Well, thank you so much, Adele, for that. And what I really liked is that you talked about your sort of firsthand experience with all of this and,
Yes.
and how it's affected you, right?
Oh yes, absolutely. I have used a bunch of calamine this summer.
And
I'm getting better.
And you can always tell your passion because you always have these amazing words and you practice so
Oh,
diligently.
those
on them.
little scientific names. Yes, you got to get those scientific names correct.
Thank you, Adele, for that.
Thank you.
Richard? We're going to go on to our CBB stories for tonight here at the Arlington Weekly News, and Richard's going to take it away.
The Arlington Public Library has an interesting creative event coming up. It's called Sunny Still Life, and it's a chance for adults with no art background to create a beautiful still life painting. The website says to unleash your inner Van Gogh, but participants should plan on retaining both their ears. All their supplies will be provided, but registration is required. That's on Wednesday, August 15, from 7 to 8:30 p.m. in the Campbell Room at the Shirlington Branch Library, 4200 Campbell Avenue. You can register online at the library website. Daniel.
Well, Arlington Weekly News fans, we're going to go on to our second CBB story for tonight. Here's a nice event for families with children aged 3 to 5 years. It's called Head in the Clouds, and it's all about what clouds tell us about the weather. The presentation will include activities, crafts, and a walk in the park. Registration is required, and, well, parents must remain on site. The cost per child is $5, and that all takes place on Thursday. That's August the 16th from 1 to 2 p.m. at the Long Branch Nature Center. That takes place at Glen Carlin Park, 625 South Carlin Springs Road. For more information and to register, give them a call at 703-228-6535. Richard.
Here's something for slightly older kids, aged 7 to 13. It's a creek night hike, and participants will get to walk along the creek at night to see how it's different from the daytime. Bring closed-toe shoes and a flashlight to help you find critters in the dark and in the water. This is a free event. That's on Friday, August 17th from 7 to 8:30. Also at Long Branch Nature Center at Glen Carlin Park, 625 South Carlin Springs Road. For more information and to register, call 703-228-8515. Daniel.
Well, thank you, Richard. And now we're going to go on to our CBB stories. We're continuing it. Well, the Roslyn Cinema is still going strong through the summer, and their next offering will be The Lion King. That's the 1994 animated musical from Walt Disney. The movies begin at dusk, but the fun starts, well, much earlier at 5 p.m. with games in the pub in the park. Kids and dogs are always welcome, weather permitting. This outdoor event will be held on Friday, that's August the 17th, at the Roslyn Gateway Park located at 1300 Lee Highway. Check online at 3 p.m. to confirm this event. If rain cancels the showing, there's always next week, which features 4 weddings and a funeral. Hukana Matala. Oh, that is the Lion King. Of course I butchered that, right? Well, now we're going to go, in a case that you were not awake, we're still going to go with Denise Pringle and her review, the play review. Dave, take it away, Denise.
Arena Stage is delighting its summer audiences with Dave, a new musical adapted from the 1993 film that starred Kevin Kline. Its production team of Thomas Meehan and Nell Benjamin, who wrote the book, Tom Kitt, who wrote the music with lyrics by Nell Benjamin, and director Tina Landau has great Broadway experience, which includes many Tony nominations and wins. Many of the cast members come from Broadway as well. Seasoned DC regulars round out the impeccable ensemble. This is clearly a production that hopes to find its own home on the Great White Way. Drew Gelling plays the dual parts of Dave and President Bill Mitchell. Dave is an out-of-work American history teacher who worships Abraham Lincoln and has his students memorize the Gettysburg Address. He has an uncanny resemblance to the unpopular president and takes odd jobs as a look-alike. An especially meaty opportunity comes about when he is approached by Douglas Sills as Chief of Staff Bob Alexander and Breonna Marie Parham as Susan Lee, the communications director, to impersonate the president. When Bill Mitchell has a stroke, the gig becomes more long-term, and eventually Dave decides to see what good things he can really do as president. He even decides to repair the president's relationship with his First Lady, Ellen, played by Mamie Paris. Mayhem ensues. Dave has witty lyrics and snappy choreography by Sam Pinkleton. The second act opening number is Kill That Guy, and it showcases Sills as the villain who has become frustrated by his loss of control over Dave. He is joined by an ensemble dressed in black suits and sunglasses as they scheme to eliminate their problem. It is a rousing and comical routine that imagines the sinister structure of political deceit. Dane Laffrey's set of semicircular panels rotates as necessary and is illuminated by Peter Negrini's projections. It morphs from the Lincoln bedroom to Congress and to press conferences set throughout our capital city. It really resonated with the hometown audience, some of whom actually seemed to believe they were at Nationals Park. Dave continues at Arena Stage through August 19th. See it to grasp the opportunity to watch what a good-hearted everyman with no ulterior political motives might do if he were president. I'm Denise Pringle. Now back to the news desk.
Hakuna Matata, Arlington. Well, that was another great review from our own Denise Pringle as she reviewed the play Dave. Well, now we're going to go on to our next segment for this week, Senior Stories. Richard, take it away.
All Arlington senior centers have walking groups. Walter Reed's Walkers Group walk indoors for the summer. Aurora Hills Fast Pace Group begins very early every Friday at 8 a.m. and walks a 3 to 4 mile loop in the vicinity of the center. Arlington Mills Trekker Group ventures onto the W&OD and 4 mile run trails at 9 a.m. every Thursday. The Lee Center Walkers travel by van to a different area every Friday for their weekly walking program. That's the same arrangement that's used for members of the Arlington Walking Club, who meet every Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. For more information, call 703-228-4771. Daniel.
And Richard, I really think that this is very important for seniors to get their
yeah,
walking and get their
absolutely.
exercise, right?
That will improve your health in many respects.
Absolutely.
And it raises morale.
Absolutely. Well, now, what also raises morale is ice skating. Well, senior ice skating is held weekly at the Kettler Capitol Iceplex. That's in Ballston. The fee is $1, which includes, well, you guessed it, skates. You need the skates. Parking is on the 8th floor of the mall, and the cost is $1. The skating schedule for seniors is Mondays from 8:10 a.m. to 9:20 a.m. and Wednesdays from 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. If you need any more information, just give them a call at 703-228-4771. Mr. Richard.
When some people hear about downsizing, they start to worry about losing weight. But this next item is about something else: reducing unnecessary clutter in your home. Downsizing for seniors might seem very difficult, but Mia Bagley of Weichert Real Estate says it's not so bad if you have a plan. Ms. Bagley will address how to organize your belongings and the multiple benefits of home decluttering. That's on Monday, August 20th at 1 p.m. at the Lee Community and Senior Center, 5722 Lee Highway. For more information and to register, call 703-228-0555. Daniel.
Well, thank you, Richard. And now on to our next senior story for tonight. The Northern Virginia Resource Center for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Persons is conducting free hearing testing. They will also be providing the latest information on hearing loss and various hearing assistive devices. That's on Tuesday, August the 21st, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. at the Walter Reed Senior Center, located at 2909 South 16th Street. To make an appointment, give them a call at 703-228-0955. And as always, we want to thank our own Judy Masomny for this week's Senior Stories, for her hard work and really her dedication. And now we're going to go to our next segment for tonight, Miriam Gennari and her Sustainable Scoop. Miriam.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. Did you know scientists project that there will be more tons of plastic than fish in the oceans by 2050? With tons of plastic being produced and used every year, the impact of plastic pollution on our planet is growing exponentially. Plastic debris ranges in size from large containers to microscopic pellets, and this pollution is impacting our lands, coasts, streams, rivers, and oceans. Plastics don't break down easily. In the environment, they break into smaller and smaller pieces. About half the plastic items are used once, then thrown away, especially plastic bottles, bags, carry-out containers, and straws. Most plastics end up in landfills where they can leach pollutants into the soil and groundwater. Some plastics ends up in the ocean and other waterways where they can be ingested by fish and other marine animals. Plastics make up about 50% of trash collected by Eco Action Arlington volunteers in Arlington's parks and waterways. Plastic pollution consumes an estimated 8% of global oil production. Eco Action Arlington is concerned about the prevalence of plastics in our oceans and is so launching a new campaign. While eliminating single-use plastics from our daily lives can seem overwhelming, even a few simple changes, such as bringing reusable bags when shopping or skipping single-use water bottles and straws, can make a big difference. Join them in the Plastic-Free Challenge, and they'll help you along the way by offering you encouragement and useful tips and practical alternatives to commonly used plastic items. Weekly challenges and prize drawings will help you connect with other participants and make the challenge fun. The Plastic-Free Challenge is taking place from August 17th through October 19th, but you can join at any time along the way. The Plastic-Free Challenge allows you to take on as many or as few activities as you like. If you like, many in our region are already stopping the use of plastic bags, single-use water bottles, and straws. EcoAction and its partners have put together the challenge with a range of activities that start by engaging households, workplaces, places of worship, and neighborhoods. By getting others involved, they plan to multiply the impact and get more people combating plastic pollution by signing on as individuals or forming teams to take the Plastic-Free Challenge to reduce their plastic footprint. The Plastic-Free Challenge includes ideas, updates, and all of that will come to you through email and social media. Help us make our dream come true by using the hashtag PlasticFreeDMV in all your social media posts whenever possible. Here's how to take part. Just enroll online and consider forming a team so your actions are multiplied. Share your accomplishments by emailing or posting on social media using the hashtag PlasticFreeDMV about your efforts. EcoAction Arlington thanks you for taking the Plastic-Free Challenge and committing to do what you can to reduce single-use plastics, particularly water bottles, plastic bags, and straws. Your actions will contribute to a cleaner, healthier environment. All teams who register will be eligible for a prize drawing and a gift card for pizza that will feed a crowd and is valued at $75. The prize drawing will take place the week of October 22nd. Look for the EcoAction booth at the Arlington County Fair. And thanks to the many supporters of this initiative, supporters of this campaign include Amplify for Change, Dental Lace, Green America, and Life Without Plastic. Also in collaboration with 350 Fairfax, the Alice Ferguson Foundation, the Clean Fairfax Council, Friends of the Akateek Creek, the Greater Prince William Climate Action Network, the Mount Vernon Group of the Virginia chapter of the Sierra Club, the Northern Virginia Trash Action Workforce, and Phoenix Bikes, as well as many others. Together, we can move our region closer to zero waste. For more information, go to ecoactionarlington.org. This is Miriam Gennari reporting for the Arlington Weekly News. That's the Sustainable Scoop. Back to the news desk.
Thank you so much, Miriam Gennari, for that sustainable scoop. You can tell she's also very passionate. I feel like this Arlington Weekly News, we've had a lot of very important messages, right?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. The environment's always very important.
Walking is important for your health.
And also really important, and it's very exciting for us here at Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. We're going to actually be on location. It doesn't happen a lot, but we're going to do it. We're going to be at the Arlington Fair. Very exciting. I know Richard's going to be there.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be covering it. What I need to know is, will there be cows there?
And as my executive producer would always say, we have time for everything. So there'll be time for everything.
Yeah.
I hope the pig races are back. They usually have these little
greased pig
piglets running around.
Yeah. I mean, I want a butter sculpture competition.
Oh, I don't remember seeing that. Sometimes I see like wood cutting or something. I don't know.
Competitive wood cutting.
It's been a while since I went to the last fair, so I'm excited
Well, I
to be
wonder,
on location.
will there be like a Miss Baltimore, a Miss Arlington,
Miss
Arlington.
Gateway competition? And will she wear a little crown?
And what's really fun about the Arlington Fair as well is they have many rides for the kids and everything. It's a fun activity for everyone, right, Richard?
Very
Right.
family friendly.
Yeah. And I was going to say, you're going to be there as well.
Absolutely,
And you
with
might have-
Easy Being Green.
You might have an exclusive.
Well, let's see what Joe Tree Frog comes up with, because guess what? Our very own mascot, Joe Tree Frog will be attending the county fair.
Wow.
And we'll dig up something green to talk about.
Well, that's breaking news, Arlington. Our own Joe the Tree Frog's going to be there at the Arlington Fair, so you have to go and check him out, right, Adele?
That's
Right,
correct.
and there should be like a play or entertainment for children.
Absolutely.
And if they pester their parents enough, they can get a slice of pie.
We can tell that Richard's really prepared for this, right?
Maybe there's some water type of activity.
Yeah, and
So hot out.
And really the cool part too is our own Miriam Gennari will be there, and she's going to be talking and probably have an exclusive on the Sustainable Scoop as well.
Oh my.
Yeah, so we have the four of us, and we should be able to have a lot of fun over there at the Arlington Fair.
And
You have another question?
yeah, I'm gonna. These are usually agricultural in
Okay.
nature, and we don't have a lot of agriculture here in Arlington.
Right.
So I'm wondering what kind of attractions they will have that, for an urban county fair.
Well, as we become more urbanized, we still have roots in agriculture, and I think that there's a lot of new community garden type stuff, and there's a lot of urban agriculture
Yeah.
type things.
Like
that-
intensive urban agriculture.
So I'm looking forward to see, maybe there's some information on the different community, they're not just gardens, but CSA groups and things
Right.
like that. And maybe there's new rooftop gardens I've been hearing about cropping up
Well,
all
we've
over
got-
the place.
Interesting food creation here. We have like
We do.
micro brew pubs.
Right? With sustainability always in mind.
Right.
Right.
Right. And
Yeah,
you know,
so
we
it should
still
be
have
interesting.
animals even if we're in this city.
Remember the little piggies?
Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're back.
Yes.
So many great topics and certainly debate, and that's all takes place next week at the Arlington Fair. We're going to be there, guys and girls, on location next week at the Arlington Fair. Well, for this week's Arlington Weekly News, we want to say thank you, Arlington, for joining us, and we'll see you at the Arlington Fair next week. Thank you.